Hi, it's Francesco. In today's video, we will check how to select the appropriate data type to store JSON data in Postgres. Postgres offers two data types in order to store JSON. The main one, the first one, is called JSON, but then there is also another one called JSONB. So which one should you choose in order to store your JSON information? The main difference is that with JSON, Postgres only does a minimal validation of the input. It basically checks that it is a valid JSON, and then the content is stored as a string. On the other side, with JSONB, Postgres optimizes the content that you're pushing into it into some sort of tree structure, which is then optimal to parse the content once it's stored. So what are the main differences between the two? Well, because the JSON data format doesn't really do anything with the content apart from checking the validity, it's very fast to write the content. On the other side, the JSONB needs a little bit of additional parsing of the content to create this kind of tree to store the information in binary format. So the parsing the input phase is a little bit slower. The opposite case is when you need to select, when you need to retrieve the data from a specific item or sub-item of the JSON payload. In that case, the pure JSON data type is a little bit slower because it has to reinterpret the data as JSON and then to select the particular sub-item. On the other side, with JSONB, since it's optimized, it can almost immediately retrieve the necessary information. So it's much faster to read from a JSONB than from a JSON. Other little details that you may need to be aware of is that, for example, since the JSONB data format is optimizing the structure of the JSON payload, it also may change a little bit the structure. So for example, if you really care about spaces that you put not within the strings, not within the values, but outside of the values. So for example, you have field name, double dots, space, and then field value. If that space is important for you, then you need to store your JSON payload as pure JSON, because the JSONB optimization will take out the unnecessary spaces. On a similar note, if you really care about the order of the fields and the field names and the field values, you should use the JSON representation because it's stored as a pure string, while in the JSONB data format, the order of the keys and the values will not be ensured when retrieving the data. Finally, if you care about index support, well, with the pure JSON, you don't have a lot of capabilities for indexing, while with JSONB, since it's optimized, it's a binary format, the capabilities for indexing are much more powerful. One last thing, it's about editing the content of a JSON object. Again, because the pure JSON is just a string representation, every time you need to parse or change a little field in the JSON payload, you're basically throwing the old JSON away and reinserting a new JSON payload. On the other side, with the binary format in JSONB, we can precisely change a single field value if needed. So this is a short summary about JSON versus JSONB in the Postgres database. If you are curious about how to insert data or how to pull or how to transform the data in JSON, well, check out the following videos in this series and subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you soon from Francesco.